What's good, YouTube? It's your boy FLeX. I'm back here with another video, and today we got the first episode of the official podcast. A lot of people been waiting on this. A podcast with FLeX and my guy. Let them know who you are.
What's up, Flex fans? This is Jerry G. I've been watching FLeX for quite a while now. It's nice to be part of the community, to integrate into the podcast, get things going. Connect with y'all.
Yeah, so basically, you guys know I told you guys I was starting a podcast very, very soon. Now, I couldn't really start it when I wanted to start it. I'm late as a motherfucker. I ain't gonna lie, if I wouldn't have started it right now, I probably was never gonna start it. That's why it's kind of unprepared. I ain't gonna lie, we don't even have a name. Bruh. But you guys in the comments, let me know what name you guys want the podcast to be. But we finna just sit up here and we're gonna talk. Now I'm gonna give y'all basically like the idea of the video or the podcast is we're gonna talk a lot about Dolphins, probably majority about Dolphins. We're gonna talk about some around the NFL. We're gonna talk about some in real life stuff. We can talk about whatever. We do whatever we want to because this is FLeX podcast, and FLeX podcast we do whatever we want. So we'll do some live stuff too. We'll do some, pre-record like this. But like I said, got my guy. You said Jerry G right here. So we got some list stuff coming. So let them know where you from, Jerry G. Let them know where you from. Like when you became a Dolphins fan. What's your favorite player? Let them know. They don't know you, bro.
Hey, Dolphins fans. I'm actually from Miami. Not like this fraud sitting across from me. 20 years in. 20 years deep of hell. But it's time, fans. We're looking good. We're starting to look good, starting to turn a new leaf. Said that before, but hopefully this is the time. Hopefully it is.
Yeah, so I met Jerry G. He was, we met playing Call of Duty a long time ago. I was playing with a sub. He been a sub to me for a while.
Carried him.
The first time I ever seen him, didn't know he had a mustache, but,
I grew it out for the podcast, boys.
Yeah. All right, anyways, let's get into it. So, what's the first topic, Jay? What's the first topic, man?
Let's kind of cover practice. I mean, we haven't talked so far on the podcast. This is the first episode. So let's get into practice, what has happened so far, and specifically what has happened this week. And by getting into that, hey, Flexion, how about Albert Wilson?
Okay.
How you liking that?
Albert Wilson. He been playing fantastic. From what I've been heard, my sources, a.k.a. the Miami Dolphins Twitter, I ain't gonna lie. I don't act like I got sources. Y'all already know that. I don't act like... my sources is the Miami Dolphins Twitter. I ain't gonna lie. Public information. Anyway, he been playing really good, and I'm actually pretty surprised. I really thought Jakeem... I really thought, Jalen Waddle would be starting. They saying Jalen Waddle is on second team right now. I'm seeing on the depth chart. Depth chart don't really matter too much right now, but he is a second stringer right now. And so that's pretty interesting to me. I knew Albert Wilson was talented, but for me personally, I always had a problem with him because he took Jarvis' spot. You feel me?
Yep.
So he took Jarvis' spot. I had an issue with him since day one. But at this particular point, I'm pretty excited, that he's progressing like this. You know what I'm saying? And Tua needs somebody that's going to really be a guy he can depend on. And it looked like it's Albert Wilson early. But what you think?
Well, like you said, he needs a guy he can depend on, but he needs a slot receiver. No, I don't think Albert Wilson's going to play 100% of snaps from slot. He might play some wide out, but in general, that's what we were missing last year. Jakeem, not a slot receiver. Isaiah Ford, I like Isaiah Ford personally. But we cut Isaiah Ford. The Pats picked him up. The Pats had no receivers last year, and they cut him the week after they picked him up. He's not the answer. We're hoping Jalen Waddle can be that guy. It's going to be interesting. I don't know what they're going to do with him. I really don't. I mean, Albert Wilson and Jalen Waddle, they both have speed.
It would be idiotic to think that Jalen Waddle is not going to eventually be starting over him, though, right?
Yeah. No, again, it's going to be interesting. I mean, the way Albert Wilson is playing right now in practice, I don't think you can keep him out of the game for too long. I don't see how you can do that. The guy is incredible. And Tua loves him. That's the main thing Tua's had this problem. Yeah. I don't think Tua favors the Devontae Parkers and the Preston Williams. I think Tua favors the Jalen Waddles. We haven't seen Will Fuller yet, but I think that's going to be a special connection. Even the Jakeem Grant, if Jakeem Grant can catch a goddamn ball. So...
Jakeem Grant, he get a lot of hate for no reason. I don't understand Dolphin fans with that one.
I love Jakeem Grant.
No, you don't. You just dissed him.
I love Jakeem Grant, but he has had last year was his opportunity, and credit Tua didn't play great.
So you giving backhand compliments.
I love him personally. At the games, I was at the Bills game in 2020, Tank for Tua season. The play that he took it back on kickoff return, I told him, I think he heard me. I said, Jakeem, take it to the crib.
He didn't
Take
hear
it to
you.
the crib.
He didn't hear you. He didn't hear you, bro. He didn't hear you.
Jakeem's a special player, and especially with the emergence of Tyreek Hill, we're seeing players like that around the league. I think when you see what Jakeem was capable of on special teams, it really gave hope that we could have that next special guy with Jakeem. He's not the receiver you want him to be as of right now.
Yeah,
Not saying
that's
he can't
fair
work
enough.
on it.
Yeah. I don't know. Our wide receivers, I think, is really deep. So I'm excited about our wide receivers as a whole.
You know what will suck though? What will happen is if we do get rid of him, he will then turn into a superstar.
But you can't say that. So you got to pick a side. Are you with Jakeem? Or are you without? Are you without? Don't sit. Are you with Jakeem or are you against Jakeem?
Ah man, nah. I mean, I hope for the best.
I forgot he was on the team. I'm not gonna lie to you. That's how bad, yo. I ain't gonna lie. We got so many receivers. I forgot he was on the team. I don't care about Jakeem like that. I really don't care about nobody, but like Waddle, Parker, Fuller. I think those are gonna be the three guys. Obviously Wilson has popped off. He's gonna be that guy too. But like after that, like who? Mac Hollins. Like okay, they're cool people, but
Preston Williams. I'm tied down.
Nobody's worried about Preston. Like, come on, bro.
Preston Williams has undeniable talent. He can't stay.
A lot of people got undeniable talent. Brandon Roy has undeniable talent.
All right, Brandon Roy is a little.
Brandon Roy, he way better than Preston
got hurt.
But I'm trying to tell you, it's a lot of undeniable talent. It doesn't matter, bro. It doesn't matter, bro. If you can't play the game of football, I don't care if we had Calvin. Well, I ain't gonna lie. I would care if we had Calvin. But like, if it doesn't matter who we have, if you cannot stay on the field, you can't play.
Okay, let me counter that. Devontae Parker goes down this season. Which could happen very easily.
Right.
You want Matt Collins coming up next, or you want Preston Williams?
It doesn't really matter to me because we got Jalen Waddle and
It doesn't.
No. I mean, honestly, I don't look at life like that. Like the worst case happens ever. But if you
it's not. You got to look at patterns.
No, Preston would be cool. But guess what? As soon as he comes in, guess what's gonna happen? He'll get hurt too. Either way, listen. I love all of our wide receivers. It's gonna be very tough to get rid of any of them. But I'm excited about our wide receiver core the most out of any core on the team. I think all of them are talented. I think they all have a case for why they should make the team. Besides Isaiah Ford, because I mean honestly, we can go without him. But everybody else, I think everybody has a case to why they should make the team, why they should be great. So I'm looking forward to that.
Noah Igbinoghene has apparently been having a bad camp. Sun Sentinel's Omar Kelly says Igbinoghene has been having a bad camp, and it has motivated the Dolphins to move Jason McCourty back to cornerback, a position the 13-year veteran doesn't really want to play. All right. First of all, I don't know that second part. Jason McCourty, you are not Devin McCourty. If we need you to play cornerback, how about you play cornerback? Igbinoghene, it's a shame, man, because I saw workout videos with Noah Igbinoghene this offseason. He was working out with Tre'Davious White, Xavien Howard. He is a physical freak, but I don't think he has the technique down. He got cooked last season. But I still have hope for him, man. I really do.
Yeah,
I think
you can't give up over somebody after 1 year. All right, and even though it's just, and that's the thing why I hate about you Dolphin fans, even you. Just kidding. But look, it's so much put into practice. You feel me? I need to see Noah play terrible again this year for me to make any type of assumptions. I don't care about practice that much, and that's what separates me, and this is why I'm just so different, is that I don't care. Like, okay, Noah is having bad practices. Yeah, I know practice translates sometimes, but, let me see him in the game before I just make wild assumptions that he's not getting better. You feel me? So I'm like, all right, let me see him in the game. When I see him in the game, if he still sucks, well, then we got to talk about how are we drafting, because we didn't need Noah when we drafted him in the first place. Let's just keep that 100% honest. We never needed him, ever. I don't give a fuck what nobody say. So we never needed Xavien Howard. We never needed Noah. we drafted him and he sucks, that's a problem. But I don't think that he sucks yet. Let me just say that. But again, so I'm not ready to just give up on him. Now, as far as McCourty, to be honest with you, I think he's on the team as well. If McCourty's playing meaningful snaps, we have a problem that's bigger than me. Okay? Because I don't think McCourty, I mean, he had a pretty good, decent career so far, but I don't think he should be playing meaningful snaps on this team, at least not right now, at least not unless we have 8 DBs on the field. I don't see why why McCourty should be playing any snap. Who's in the slot for us? Is
Justin
Coleman. It could be Justin Coleman. It could be
Justin Coleman, Nick Needham. But Nick Needham, he
that was my point.
Not fast enough.
Look how many cornerbacks you just like, bro. We have so many. Xavien Howard, Byron, Nick Needham. Who else you said? Justin Coleman. Who else? Like,
Raekwon LeBlanc.
Yeah. So it's to a point where if Jason McCourty is actually touching the field at cornerback, I can see him at safety, but at cornerback, I don't understand. That's a kind of a problem.
We have great corners on the team. Yeah, we can afford to toss him to the side and say, forget you. If he sucks, which I don't think he will, it's just discouraging to see this. So, no one's jumping to conclusions yet, or at least not me.
Yeah, it is discouraging.
But it is discouraging.
It's one of those things where you see the workout videos of Noah, and he's like going crazy, like, oh my God, Noah's really, he's the best. It's like when you see Carmelo Anthony in the offseason. Oh, you see
the hoodie in the LA Fitness gym.
Melo, he's in LA Fitness dropping 90 points on the little kids. It's like, oh yeah, Carmelo's. Oh my God, Cam Newton videos are the fucking worst. Yeah, you ever see Cam Newton videos? He's listening to gospel. It's black and white. His muscles are flexing. He's just the strongest. Like, oh my God, not Cam, he's back. And then and you go and you watch him play. And he's terrible. Like, that's what I'm saying. The offseason, it doesn't matter. Yo, if I believed in it does matter, but I'm telling you, like, it don't matter as much as these people want to make you believe it matters. Because, or like these videos and stuff, because if it did, Cam Newton would be Tom Brady. That he has the most hype off. Well, watch him work out. Watch Tom Brady work out, and he got bands, and he looks weak. He looks like he looks old. Yeah. And I know he's not the best no more. Watch Cam Newton. Cam Newton flipping tires. Cam Newton is 6'5", buff as hell, lifting 3,000 pounds, and he sucks. So like I said, y'all fall for all this hype during the offseason, bro. I need to see it in the game.
Workouts are different than practice. And even though I really don't take anything Omar Kelly says with any type of truth, or I don't hold it to
Omar Kelly,
a high
don't
standard.
Feel this way.
It's not encouraging. This is my issue with that is Jason McCourty was going to provide. I know you forgot he was on the team, but he was going to provide good depth as a safety. We have Brandon Jones. We have Javon Holland, who are probably going to be the two safeties that will get the most playing time. If not, one of them will sit and Jason McCourty will start. We run a lot of one safety looks, a lot of cover one. I don't know, man. I think you need Noah to perform, considering he's an athletic freak, considering he's a goddamn first rounder.
Yeah, that's where it stops right there. Considering he's a first rounder, that's where it stops. Yeah, he needs to perform. He got drafted in the first round.
FLeX, and he's practicing with third team. I don't care if Solomon Kindley wants to practice with third team all he wants. I don't care. He can go do that.
Wait, you don't want cut off. What are you talking about? Third team?
He's playing with the third team.
Who's playing with the third team?
Noah.
Yeah. He sucks. Come
on, man.
If somebody sucks.
See, and you just said he sucks, but you said I'm not going to say
I'm not giving it out, but he sucks in practice. Like, I'm never finna draw no conclusions from practice. Like, I'm never finna draw no conclusions. I'm going to tell you what it looks like now. It looks terrible. I could have told you that from the game last year. I didn't have to go to practice to figure out Noah's terrible. I watched the game last year. Did you watch the games?
Yeah.
Did you watch the games too? We watched the games.
Of course I watched the games. You got cooked.
Noah's terrible. So, like, I didn't have to go look at practice to see Noah be terrible. But, Noah's still terrible. Nah, I kind of figured, but he could get better. He might be a game time performer, You never know.
All right, man. How about Tua's performance so far? How do you feel? Again, do you kind of carry the same same ideology that is practice and your Allen Iverson and
Yeah, I
practice
carry the
doesn't
same
matter? Or,
sentiments. It's practice, but yo, since we're on a podcast, we're talking Dolphins. I'm gonna talk about it a little bit because I mean, really, I have to. But let me tell you, it is just practice, and I'm very proud of Tua. My issue is, Tua. He's been playing super amazing, from my understanding. All right, is that correct? These last couple practices, I pay attention. I read the tweets. Yeah, he's been playing amazing. The reason why I don't hype him up like maybe you do or the rest of the Dolphin Nation, because I'm not the type of person that's going to bash him when he plays bad in practice. So that's the problem. That's the problem with Dolphin fans and everybody. Y'all wanna when he play bad in practice, it's just practice. When he play good, oh my God, we have the greatest quarterback. You have to stay consistent. I'm so consistent that when he has a bad practice, I don't give a. And when he has a good practice, I give a little bit, but I still don't give a. So it's like, yeah, I'm ready for the game time performance, but I'll tell you, because I want to stay consistent. Where are you at on this argument? Are you the type that really looks at Tua when he has these great practices and say, this is the guy? But then
no.
when he has that bad practice, you cannot then say, oh, this is just practice. You make up your mind. Are you putting all this weight into practice or are you not?
Well, you have to put some weight into practice. You can't put no weight into practice. The truth of the matter is, people are not trying to take his head off in practice. It's a different feeling in the game. When Zach Sealer lines up on the other side of the ball, Zach Sealer's not coming to take Tua's neck off. We play Chandler Jones and who we play this year? Falcons, they don't got any good edge rushers. But Gregory Rousseau, Bills just picked up. Second game of the season when we play the Bills. Tua knows he's coming for his head. It's different. Practice isn't the same thing, obviously. But you have to be, like you said, you have to be proud of him. Because he's shown good steps. From what I've heard, Dolphins beat writers have said that they haven't seen a quarterback click with the offense like this since, what is it, fifth year of Tannehill? And I believe that's Omar Kelly that said
great.
that.
He's compared to Tannehill. Awesome.
Yeah, which, take that for what you want. I mean, I really don't want to compare our starting quarterback to Tannehill. You have to be proud of him.
Yeah, for sure. You should be proud.
He's gotten bigger. Hopefully, the one thing I want to see from Tua coming forth is him being able to move in the pocket. And, when we got Tua, you kind of hoped he would have that Russell Wilson vibe to him and not get choked up in the pocket. And against the Cardinals last year, I mean, he had great movement in the pocket. He won us that game. If Ryan Fitzpatrick started that Cardinals game,
no, we're not gonna do that.
We would not have won.
No, we're not gonna do that, brother. We would have won that game with Ryan Fitzpatrick too. Yeah. We're not gonna start a narrative here. Well, I mean, we could try to start this narrative that Ryan Fitz.
He moved great without it.
I'm gonna keep it real. There's not a game. Let me keep it real, and I like Tua. Listen, I got Alabama jersey on. I like Tua.
That doesn't mean nothing.
But you're right. But listen, the thing is, brother, it doesn't matter. Like, here's my thing. There's not a single game that we won with Tua that we wasn't gonna win with Ryan Fitz. I'm keeping it real. There's not a single time when we came in there with Tua that I feel like we would have lost if Ryan Fitz was starting quarterback. We weren't gonna lose to no damn Cardinals if Ryan Fitz was. Listen, Ryan Fitz was simply better. That's facts. All right.
I don't think that's facts. I think you might have some people that agree with you on that, but I think drop it down in the comments if you think we were winning that Cardinals game without.
There's not an argument of who was better. I think overall for our future, it was definitely better to start Tua, but to act like we had any better chance of winning any of those games with Tua instead of Fitz was just not the case.
I think the Cardinals game, yes. Any other game, you could tell me that, and I'd agree with you. Moving on, because again, it's just practice, and you don't want to give Tua his credit because you're salty.
Raekwon, you didn't give him no credit.
Raekwon Davis and the defensive tackles. Is this Raekwon Davis's breakout year?
Yeah, I do believe it's Raekwon Davis's breakout year. You know what I'm saying? He did his thing last year. I think last year was a really good year. If he do what he did last year, I'm straight. Like, it's not like he sucked last year. He was good last year.
Isn't it funny how Chris Greer seems to pick better in the second round than he does in the first? Xavien Howard, Raekwon Davis. I can't think of anybody else at the moment.
Yep.
But it's a little funny. If you think about our first round picks of the last 10 years, other than Minkah Fitzpatrick, who we could not retain for whatever reason,
Tonsil.
we haven't really.
Tonsil.
That's the whole gas mask thing. We're good at picking up people that drop to us. I think Jalen
Tunsil
Phillips
was
is going to be
good.
outstanding.
Christian Wilkins is to be decided, but he's pretty straight. When you look at that draft, I don't know who we could have drafted besides him at that spot. For at least right now. Who else did we? I don't even know who else we drafted in the first round. Like,
You want to go back to 2010?
I mean, we want to go like, I think we draft pretty okay for the most part.
I think Chris Greer is great. I think Chris Greer is outstanding.
We end up with bad picks, I think, though. Like, we end up with some shitty position. Like that one year where we had to get, what do we get, Minkah? We could have, if we would have lost, a couple more games, we could have got Quentin Nelson. Or we could have got, really Quentin Nelson really is the main. I wanted Raekwon Smith that year. It's just we could just end up in really bad spots. You know what I'm saying? And
that was the bad thing about having Tannehill. Tannehill wouldn't suck enough to give us a top 5 pick.
Right. Well, that ain't about. I don't know. I don't fucking. I forgot all about this.
Solomon Kindley and the offensive line. Solomon Kindley's now practicing with the third team, but other than that, you have seen a big push from Robert Hunt, Liam Eichenberg, second round, playing very well, soaking it all up like a sponge in practice. Who do you think is having the breakout year as far as offensive line, and what do you think the starting lineup is going to be?
Anybody. I hope anybody has a breakout, but I think they came out with the starting lineup. It was Liam Eichenberg, Jesse Davis. Who's that center? Is Dieter or I think Dieter was winning.
We had Michael Dieter and Matt Skura.
And then but I think Dieter was winning. I think he had more days at first team. And then so you have Dieter, then you have Austin Jackson, and then you have Hunt. So I think those are gonna be the 5 guys. I'm happy with that. I know some people are thinking I wish Jesse Davis wouldn't start and we have another young guy.
Just about to ask.
But at the end of the day, I mean, he has experience. At least somebody has experience on that line. I know, you can't just come out there with 5 young ass players. I'm glad that we have a veteran, even though he sucks, or he doesn't really suck, but he's not.
Jesse Davis is not.
He's not the best.
He's a very solid pass blocking.
What is very solid to you?
Jesse Davis.
Solid.
Jesse Davis is a very solid pass blocking tight end.
Okay. So, all right.
I say tight end? Oh, my God.
He's a tight end. But I know
right tackle.
Yeah. Okay. If he's so great, then why was we trying to what did you want us to draft Penei Sewell?
No.
All right, well, I can't have an argument with you. But listen, I'll tell you this. Jesse Davis is fine. Yeah, he's cool. I'm happy with Jesse Davis. He's a veteran. I wouldn't say very solid. He's good. I mean, he's straight. Very solid.
Yeah.
It's
all right, solid, straight.
Very solid would be a guy that you could just not be worried about. I'm not gonna lie. I'll be worried about our whole entire offensive line every week. But yeah, he's pretty good. I'm happy with that. Who's Solomon Kindley is the guy that's the odd man left out. In that
Solomon Kindley, who I liked. I liked him when we drafted. He is a big boy. I believe he's 300 and hold on, I want to get the exact number. I don't want to weight shame him, but I believe he's.
Bro, offensive linemen, they shouldn't care what they weight, bro. They know they big.
I want to say he's 340. 35. I mean, if we can get I think the problem with him, and I saw it, especially when we tried to pull him like a trap or like a dive up the middle, is he's not mobile enough to be that pulling guard, and I think he can get his hands on whoever his assignment is. I don't think he could take him anywhere though, and I think that's an issue.
You don't think Solomon Kindley could take him anywhere? You see how big that man is?
I don't think he. Look. I'm not an NFL coach.
Yo, if you watch, you might watch
But
more
I
film than
don't.
I do, though. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not watching all 22. Watching Solomon McKinley 22 like 100 snaps. Like I'm not doing that ever. So
Well, okay. So part of taking the guy's side, part of moving an obstacle or a defensive lineman is you have to have technique behind it. And he was a rookie, so and he's in his second year right now. It hasn't even started yet. It's in we're still in training camp. So I don't think he's picked up the technique. But man, if that guy can get going,
yeah, he will. Again, like you just gotta give him a couple years. You know what I'm saying? Again, and I'm happy. Imagine if Solomon McKinley starting, and who do you take out for Solomon McKinley? Like who?
well, we had DJ Fluker and
Well, DJ Fluker is terrible. Yo, I don't know why y'all was hyping him up either.
whoa,
Y'all
whoa.
hype up everybody. I ain't gonna lie, Dolphins everybody we
I
signed.
saw DJ Fluker at the Hard Rock.
Yeah, but
Or gambling away his signing bonus.
so what?
I think it's what you said. I think we're gonna have
who could he replace?
I'm forgetting someone right now.
Unless you thought Eichenberg.
Oh, what's it? Larnell Coleman? Is that it?
Is he even starting? He's not starting either.
No. I mean, it would be amazing if he made the team from.
There's nobody Solomon McKinley can replace,
standpoint.
brother. Like, there's nobody that Solomon McKinley can replace.
Oh wait, what's our starting lineup? It's Austin Jackson. Who we got at left guard? Robert Hunt's right guard.
Left guard is
We got
Eichenberg,
left
I guess.
I think Eichenberg's gonna play tackle.
Well, he not
Maybe
playing
I
tackle right
could be
now.
wrong. He's not playing tackle.
Oh,
right
I don't
now?
know. Well, let me go pull up the depth chart real quick. All right, so on our current depth chart, this is our current depth chart. Left tackle Austin Jackson, left guard Eichenberg, center Dieter, right guard Hunt, right tackle Jesse Davis. Yeah, that's the way I thought. So yeah, and Solomon McKinley's second string left guard behind Eichenberg. So he could replace Eichenberg. That's about it. And obviously he hasn't yet, so he might not be there. Or maybe again, this is preseason practice. Maybe he'll pass him in no time. Who knows? But that's just where we're at right now.
All right, I got a good one for you.
Yeah.
Tua's hurt. Going into the season, I know you don't like the ifs, ands, or buts, but we're going to talk
If
about
Tua
it.
is hurt, you said if Tua's hurt?
Let's say Tua. I don't even want to. I got.
Yeah, don't even say it.
All right, Tua doesn't play this.
Somehow not play.
Tua does not play a game this season. What's our record with Jacoby Brisett? Do you like Jacoby?
He's cool, but you're not gonna win that many games with him. You're gonna go be a middle of the road team like we always been. So again, Tua one of the biggest things Tua gives you. Again, this is not even to do with talent or nothing like that. Well, it does have something to do with talent, but it's not like what to do. I'm not going to name like arm strength or accuracy. One of his biggest things that he gives us as fans is hope. Regardless of everything, that's what that man had gave. Even since day one, even since when last year he was kind of mid. No matter if you don't want to admit it or not, he was mid. But he still gives us hope, and he still gives us hope every week. I got hope with Tua. I don't have hope with Jacoby Brisett. I just know we're mediocre. So that's what I'm trying to tell you. Like, yo, I'd rather with Brisett, we're gonna go. What are we? 17 games this year. We're gonna go 8-7, or no, I'm sorry, 8-9 or 9-8. We could go one of those.
I think in terms of backup quarterbacks, I think Jacoby Brisett brings more hope than anyone in the league.
Is he better than Fitz?
Fitz is starting right now, so you can't say he's a backup quarterback.
Fitz is the backup quarterback. He's starting right now. But I guess I feel you. Well, that's one of the things I never really like cared to have the best backup in the world. And I know somebody used to comment on my YouTube videos and be like, "Yo, you're only as good as your backup, or as your backup or some bullshit like that." But like,
I got shut down, canceled.
But I never really care like to have the best. My idea is if our quarterback gets hurt, we're fucked. Even if we have the best, obviously you don't want to have a completely trash. But regardless, if Tua goes down, which I don't want to talk about it too much because I don't want to put it in the universe.
Better knock on wood.
We're fucked regardless. So this doesn't really matter. Like Jacoby Brisett, whether he be good or bad, it doesn't matter.
I got season tickets this season, so it is a little bit of interest to me. At least Brissett could put on a game for us. Hunter Long.
Wait. What's interesting to you, Jacoby Brisett? You shouldn't even be thinking in the mindset of Tua get hurt. That's
I
one of
think
those
ahead
things
of
that.
time. It's risk management. It's risk management.
So
That's the real. If Chris
yo,
Greer's thinking
I
about
mean, you
that
could
when we're
do.
bringing in Jacoby Brissett. It's risk
Well, I mean,
management.
that's
You gotta
well, yeah,
understand.
but that's just having a good backup. I mean, like that's like, yo, you think like, yo, you think like Bucks fans are sitting here like, yo, what if Tom Brady gets hurt? Like you don't think like that. You just play with who
No,
you got.
look, they're quarter. It happens. Quarterbacks, whatever, sprain thumb, sprain pinky. You got to fill in one game.
Well, let's fucking hope
Who
not.
else would you want other than Jacoby Brissett? Yeah, well,
I don't want nobody.
yeah,
Listen,
I agree with the premise.
yo,
Let's fucking hope
there's
not.
no
I agree.
okay. So just name me a list of backup quarterbacks that you just believe in that much. I don't believe in Brissett. I don't believe in none of these backup quarterbacks. What the fuck, yo? If anybody's starting quarterbacks get
Well,
hurt, they're screwed.
I believe in terms of when we're speaking in terms of backup quarterbacks.
Mariota. That's the only one I think about.
Mariota.
That's the only
Yeah,
one I think about.
Mariota.
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 And even then, they probably still screwed when they got Mariota.
Dwayne Haskins. Nah, I'm playing.
Yeah, Dwayne Haskins.
Um,
I'm rooting for him though, cause yo, I ain't gonna lie. There's a viral clip of me on the internet when I wanted us to draft Dwayne Haskins so bad, and I was like, please draft Dwayne Haskins, and we didn't draft him. I was like, fuck. And like all Dolphin fans, they get on my head about that. They be like, yo, didn't you want Haskins? You can't tell us nothing about the draft. You wanted fucking Dwayne Haskins. Shut the hell up, FLeX. So I be like, yo, I cannot wait. I need Dwayne Haskins to be good so I can get my credibility back.
Hunter Long left practice, but I believe it's a knee injury, and a golf cart, or not a golf cart, in the cart.
You heard about that?
And Giuseppe's activated. Have you watched film on Hunter Long?
Yeah, I watched a little bit of his college. Don't really, I'm upset that he got hurt. Obviously, that's my biggest thing about practice. Yo, I don't really care about this guy dropped this pass, this guy threw this pass, this guy. Yo, I care about injuries. That's what really matters because in the game, that's what carries over injuries. So I'm like, yo, please everybody stay healthy. As long as everybody stay healthy, it's a good practice. If two of those 30 touchdown passes in a practice, but then our starting receiver gets hurt, bro, it's not a good practice. You know what I'm saying? It's only a good practice if everybody stays healthy. If two of those 10 interceptions in the practice and everybody stays healthy, that's a good practice to me. Like, that's how you like, yo, because health is that important. Now, Hunter Long, yo, he's amazing. Well, in college. But like NFL, I didn't really know how that was going to translate. I didn't know if he's going to be good. And it's one of those things where you can't really miss what you never had. So while I'm like, yo, I wish Hunter Long the best. I did read something today that doesn't look like it's going to be season ending, but it might. You never know. Even if he misses 10 weeks, it's still tough. I never really thought he would be getting that much meaningful snaps this year anyways. You know what I'm saying? And again, I've never seen him. It's not like we can't miss what we never had. And like, I don't know what his role is going to be. So I'm like, yo, he's hurt, yeah, but it's not devastating. It just hurts because I feel bad for him because he's a rookie, he's young, and it just sucks. Like any injury is terrible for every player. But as far as for the future of the Dolphins, I don't think it eliminates wins for us or changes our like Super Bowl hopes.
The good thing about Hunter Long is he could knock your boy Adam Shaheen off the roster, which we will get into later. Xavien Howard. You've already covered a ton on that, so we're not going to go too deep into that. But how do you feel about the overall situation? Now that Xavien has his contract, do you think it affects the teammates at all? Do you think they're sitting there like, you were about to sell us out over a couple mil?
No. Like, I think the team doesn't care because, like, teams, like, they understand it's a business at the end of the day. It's all about money. Yo, these guys are real life. They don't really live, breathe, and sweat. Like, they play football as their job, but they don't really, like, as much as we like to think in our heads that Xavien Howard just lives, breathes, sweats, and all he cares. But that's not how none of these players are. They got real lives outside of football too. So they understand like the money, the family dynamic. I don't think they care. I think it's just us as fans care, and then us as fans think it's setting a bad standard to where everybody's going to ask for money. Who gives a damn? Honestly, at this point, I cared about that, but I'm like, yo, who cares now? Yo, guess what? If it's going to set that standard throughout the entire league, then everybody's going to keep asking for money. Then whatever. That's between the NFL and the NFLPA get together and decide between that. That ain't our fans' job. If everybody just start asking for money, then we're going to have an all-out everybody asks for money thing after every season. I don't care no more. If it's not a bad example, I don't care because at the end of the day, yo, we had to keep X. After seeing Noah in practice. Yeah, we had to keep X. There was no other option. I mean, we had no option. And it's not like it was a thing where we paid him a crazy amount of money. We just guaranteed some more money, restructured some stuff, and made it happen.
Yeah, it's like if that's all it took, why did it take this long? But
Yeah, so
they
I don't
probably didn't
care.
start on that. They had to work their way towards that, like they've been saying. Especially when Byron Jones is getting cooked by Robin in practice.
I seen him get most in practice. I did see that.
Um, and Dolphins fans, I love Byron Jones. Don't come at me. Um, Xavien Howard next season as a similar season, let's say 8 picks, All Pro again. Is he the best corner in the NFL? If he replicates,
He already
if he can,
is.
Bruh.
So
tag the bruh.
that
You
ain't.
put that little bruh.
Nah, I'm not taking no break. He already. Who better than him? You gonna say somebody with nowhere
I
near the
think
interceptions?
okay. Understand. I think Xavien works well for the system that we have. I think for a defense, I think you
Stop.
plug Jalen Ramsey into any defense in the NFL. I think Jalen Ramsey works.
Xavien Howard does the same. I'm gonna tell you something. I'm gonna tell you, this is you can't do the system thing. You just can't. Well, you can, but it won't make sense. Oh, it's like saying, oh my god, it's a terrible argument. But listen, like regardless of the situation, you can say it's the system, but Xavien Howard at the end of the day, he has to catch those interceptions. Let me tell you something. He's the most game changing cornerback in the league. Let me tell you, it's an example. Like, is Tyreek Hill the best receiver?
That's subjective.
That's not subjective. How
It
is
is
it not game
subjective.
changing when he's creating 10
there's-
turnovers? What other
what's more
cornerback
game
was creating
changing?
that many turnovers?
What's more game changing? Taking DeAndre Hopkins out of the game when they played the Cardinals?
Well, Xavien Howard did that. That's a bad example.
Okay, whatever. He had 3 PI, and I agree he did lock him the hell up. But okay, whatever. Jalen Ramsey locking up DK Metcalf when they play Seattle, or Xavien having a pick that game. What's more game changing? Because DK Metcalf could go off if you don't have Jalen Ramsey there. DK Metcalf could go off for 150 plus yards easy.
So you think Jalen Ramsey? So you think Jalen Ramsey?
First of all, let's get rid of this vibe that Jalen Ramsey.
He's amazing.
Saying Jalen Ramsey is the best corner in the NFL is something crazy.
It's definitely something.
I am a Florida State fan,
Right,
so I am a
lot of this. Okay, continue.
You ask 90% of NFL analysts.
No, again, and I think 90% of NFL analysts are stupid. So that's the bad thing for me. Because I don't believe
you're a biased Dolphins fan.
They got CTE, bro. I'm gonna tell you, they've been in the league for a long time. Yo, I'm not about to ask a 11-time Pro Bowler who the best. Yo, they don't remember shit. But I'm gonna tell you this. I'm not saying Xavien Howard's the best. How about that? Jalen Ramsey could be the best. Who's going to change the game the most? I'll tell you something. What's his name? Tyreek Hill. Is he the best receiver? No, but he's gonna change the game more than any other receiver in the league. Okay, and why? Because he has that ability to change the game. Well, same way as Xavien Howard does. These other dudes not pulling down picks like that. I'm sorry, they're not changing the game like X is doing. Like again, Devontae Adams, he could. Well, I don't want it, but not as a bad. Like who? Michael Thomas. He might be a better route runner. He might be better than the Tyreek Hill. He's not better than Tyreek Hill. Gonna change the game with that speed. With Xavien Howard ball hawking ability, he gonna change the game. Do he cover as good as Ramsey? No, but he gonna change the game before Ramsey do. Ramsey gonna. I'm sorry, he's better.
You know what the difference between Jalen Ramsey and Tyreek Hill are, or Jalen Ramsey, Tyreek Hill, and Xavien are?
What?
Xavien Howard has only played 2 full seasons in 5 years.
So we're gonna injuries now.
It's important because Devontae Parker, you take away injuries.
Oh yeah. Well, yeah, he does miss. But again, the whole 2 full seasons and 5, that's like makes him look bad. But in reality, like it's not like he's missing.
Well, it does make him look bad when he's wanting more money coming into a season.
How many games is he missing though? Like he's not missing 13 games a season. He might miss 5. He might miss 8 games, 6 games, which is pretty bad. But first of all, we were tanking that other year, so who gives a fuck? Well, we kind of, and if he had to come back, I think he could have came back last year or 2 years ago when he missed all them games. I honestly think he would.
I gave a fuck because I had just gotten his jersey. So
do you think? But let me ask you: do you think he would have came back if we would have? Actually, I think he had a cleanup after the year. But regardless, I think he would have came back if he had to. But we were tanking. He kind of everybody knew what was going on, so he just didn't come back.
Xavien Howard has a season with 6 games.
Was
My
that
bad,
his rookie
7
year?
games.
What year is that?
2016. He had a game. He had 7 games. He started 6. Yeah, whatever. We won't count that. He played 5 in the tank for Tua season, and 2018 he played 12. I get what you. I get. Look, you don't want to factor that into his ability, but
Nah, I agree
availability
though. Yo,
is
yo, I would
best
definitely. I
ability.
see what you're saying for
So
sure. Because I definitely be the one to say best ability is availability. Trust me.
yeah.
I just didn't feel like he had to be available 2 years ago because we sucked anyways.
Look, if Xavien had played all 16 games, now his rookie season, I'll be honest with you, I was an Xavien hater. My brother loved him. My brother's a little bit into it, more into college football than I am.
Right.
He loved Xavien Howard. I don't think Xavien had a pick his first season. I was on Xavien
He's a
Howard's
rookie.
ass. Yeah, he's a rookie, but I really like what he did, and I think if he did, he didn't need 10 picks every year, but if he stayed healthy, I think he would be considered probably top 2. A lot of Green Bay Packers
Well, he
fans are
definitely
throwing
is already
Jair.
top 2. I know a lot of
Well,
people.
you
Yo,
go
you
talk
gotta think.
to
Stop
talk to
talking to
that
Packer
Lambo.
fans. Yo, I'm trying to tell you. Yo. Here's the thing. Yo,
It's not
Packers,
just Packers fans. You talk to
yeah,
you
because
go on
yo,
Twitter, you see a lot
listen.
of
Here's
people.
all right. This is what we're gonna have to like. Yo, you gotta think, bro. Yo, I don't listen to nobody in the mainstream anything. They all stupid. Yo, I'm gonna tell you, they're gonna go with whoever the hype team is. I obviously gonna say the Packers because Packers are the media woo contenders. Like, bro, I obviously gonna say Jair, but like he's not better than X. Yo, you gotta think X had to get a Dolphin player has to play so fucking good to get any type of credit. I mean, X had to get 10 interceptions, which nobody has done since Cromartie, which is a long ass time ago, for to understand like, oh, he's actually really good. X been
Yeah.
good, but again,
Yeah, no, I understand the
Cameron
bias with
Wake
the
has
Dolphins.
to Cameron Wake has to get 20 sacks a season, or he's just like motherfucker, like he don't exist. Dolphin fans have to be so much better than the Pack. They was sucking Clay Matthews like for angle. Like Clay Matthews is amazing, but regardless, like yo, Cam Wake been doing what all these other people been doing and never got none of the credit. It's just the facts of being on a losing team, to be honest.
Yeah. Recently, we have been taken more seriously. You know what I think it was? I think it was our front office. Our front office was sucking ass.
Yeah.
And now, when you hear people talk about the Dolphins in the national media, they talk about front office, Chris Greer, Brian Flores, and that means something. So at least we haven't had a coach like Brian Flores in forever. So no matter what going forward, a goddamn our team's flying to what's an away game we play this season? We're going to Tampa. We're flying to Tampa.
Right.
We're still good from that point on. We have a good front office. I think that's where we get recognition.
Winning solves everything at the end of the day, and we won last year. Regardless how we won last year, we almost made the playoffs this close. So winning, that's going to be the only way you get your respect. That's why I'm tripping on the mainstream media respect, because we don't win. When you win, that's going to solve everything. People going to respect you when you start winning games.
Adam Shaheen.
Oh, this is my favorite topic. Adam Shaheen. We don't got to say no more. Yo, chat or comments. Let me know in the comments what you guys think about Adam Shaheen. Adam Shaheen, he don't want to get vaccinated, and he's already trash. So let's get into it. Now, first and foremost, I heard Adam Shaheen was having a really good camp. You agree with that? I heard we're having super good camp. Like he been playing great. He been balling.
He mossed. What's his name?
He been balling.
He had a disgusting catch.
Yeah, I mean Adam Shaheen balling, but again, you guys know I don't put that much weight in practice. So the thing about it is, I don't really care about that. I'll be like, oh, yeah, on the field, he's pretty fucking terrible. Well, he's not terrible. He's mid. I mean, at the best. What do you think he's at? Like, if you had to rate him 1 to 10, like, what is he at best? Like 6, 5? Like, what? He's young. He's kind of a bust because I think the Bears drafted him in the first round. Whatever.
Yeah, the Bears drafted him. They ended up.
So
yeah, you give him a 6.
Here's the thing, and what he's doing with the anti-vaxxing thing, yo, it's a cool thing. I'm not even angry at the anti-vaxxing. Like, yo, I don't really care about people's personal choices. My thing is, yo, when you're doing something that is against the grain, which is against the grain to be like anti-mask, like, yo, it's a lot of people that are against the vaccination that aren't anti-vaccination. He's like, I'm sorry, that didn't make no sense. There's a lot of people who are like on the ledge of the vaccine. Like, some people just don't want to get that shit. But they're not anti-vaccine. They're not like, oh, fuck that. I'm not wearing a mask. I'm not doing anything. That's the difference between Adam Shaheen is that he's not like, yo, it's my freedom. I'm not doing it. Y'all do y'all. He's like anti shit. Like he's like when you look at his Twitter, he's like against that shit. So again, when you're against the grain, you have to be good enough, or you're probably not going to stay on the team. And so that's how I feel like, when you make that choice, yeah, you can make that choice, but again, you'd have to be spectacular. Like if this was Tua, Will Fuller, who was saying the same shit, we wouldn't even be having this discussion. But Adam Shaheen, you gotta really think yourself: are you good enough to really be going against the grain? And the answer is, truthfully, probably not. Well, Hunter Long just got hurt though, so that might have saved his ass. I don't
know. That's what I said earlier. Yeah, I agree. I don't really. I kind of just like you've said about other people. I forget Adam Shaheen's on the team. I like Durham Smythe. I like Hunter Long.
Again, if Hunter Long was healthy, Adam Shaheen could. Because not again a human rights thing. That's a whole other thing. Ethically, if you think it's right, that's a whole other thing. But at the end of the day, the NFL has made it to where if you're more vaccinated, you have a competitive advantage. And at the end of the day, from an NFL perspective, if a player is putting you at a disadvantage and he's already not that good, let's just use our heads.
Now, I'll be honest. I don't think at any time this season we'll see team have to forfeit a game because people are freaking out about it. But what it said is if there's an outbreak, the team will forfeit if they are not able to reschedule the game, and then no one gets paid. On either team. You saw what they were doing last year, rescheduling games. We had games on Wednesdays, 1 at 7, 1 at 8. My fantasy league was flying out of the roof. So I don't think, I think deciding whether or not to keep someone solely based on that is foolish, but I think when it's as
not
close
solely,
as it
but
is,
if you're not already that good and you decide you want to, then
when you're considering Adam Shaheen and Durham Smythe, it's so close that just because Adam Shaheen's not vaxxed and can cause that trouble for us,
that's what it is. I don't really care either way. Just don't get us suspended. Nobody.
All right, and the next topic, your favorite. You're gonna have to tell me about it because I don't know much. The Waddle limp.
All right, so Waddle limp is a myth, a mystery at this particular point. It's crazy because we don't even like certain people saying he's been limping since college. It's just the way he walks, or some people say he's injured. So it's like conflicted things, and I just don't know. I don't really I care a lot if he's injured, but maybe it's just the way he walks. And what do you think? Did you notice a limp? Have you been to? I know you're in Florida. Did you go to any of the camps or not?
I did not go to the camp. I thought it was a bad idea. I was 3 tequila shots in. I heard Omar Kelly was going to be there. Nah, I'm playing. I didn't end up going. I don't really like going to the practices.
What's your beef with Omar Kelly?
Man, that's for another episode.
But so my thing is.
What were you saying?
No, just the limp thing. Yeah. I'm ready to see him play. You know what I'm saying? Because my thing is. It wouldn't make sense to rush him if he's injured. So I'm thinking it's just how he walks. It wouldn't make sense for him even to have been practicing with a limp early on if, Well,
what it could be is, and you see this with the Colts with Quentin Nelson and Carson Wentz, is they both had a foot problem. It had been, I think it was a previously existing condition. It wasn't something that they injured their foot on the spot, or maybe one of them injured their foot on the spot. I know Quentin Nelson, this has been bothering him, or it has been an issue since, I believe, he was in 3rd grade, and it never bothered him up until recently. And now he has to get pretty much the same surgery Carson Wentz is getting on his foot. He's got to get it done too. That's like worst case scenario and total speculation. I don't know. I'll be honest with you, man. I heard about the Waddle limp, and I haven't really read into it. I honestly don't really care. Waddle's going to play through injury. Waddle's going to play through injury.
That's the thing. We don't want him playing through injury in the preseason. So let's just hope he's not injured.
I get you.
Yeah, he needs to be on the bench somewhere if he's injured because I need to see him at 100%. I'm making no excuses. So, like I said, and then that's one of the things. If we drafted him and he was already injured, and we didn't draft Penei Sewell. That's a whole other problem, but we'll talk about that in another video too, because that shit is gonna be crazy. But anyways, by the next podcast, we will have seen at least the Bears game. So at that particular point, then we'll have a better idea of what the fuck going on, like what people looking like and stuff like that. So that's gonna be very interesting. But this is the first podcast. This is the first podcast episode, ladies and gentlemen. Yo, how you feel, Jerry? Like, how you feel about this? Like, yo, is your first time on YouTube? I don't know if it's your first time on YouTube, but it's like one of your first times on YouTube. How you feeling?
Guys, I'm excited. I really want to interact with the community, man, and drop whatever down in the comments. Maybe we'll do a fan Q&A next episode.
Yeah, we'll do
something. Chat with y'all.
Yeah, we got to do something. All right, ladies and gentlemen, listen. Jalen Green's finna play in 10 minutes. It's my guy. So I got to go check him out. I think it's Taco Tuesday for Jerry, so I don't know what the hell he got going on. Yo, Jerry, what can they find? Yo, I think Jerry don't even have a Twitter yet, y'all. Yeah, we got to get this man a Twitter. It's bad. All right,
making a Twitter, boys.
Yeah. So next time, yo, make sure y'all give me a follow though. Jerry, he got to get his shit together. But other than that, yo, we will be back next week around the same time. Let me know in the comments what you guys want us to talk about. You got to like it. Give us constructive criticism, all that shit. You know what I'm saying? It's your boy, FLeX. I'm out.